You know, guys, it seems like every time I decide that I'm going to be 100% positive, that I'm only going to report the good things that are coming out of Wizards of the Coast, whether it's for the old school end of the hobby or the new school end of the hobby or anything in between, and I try to be sunshine and rainbows about the state of things, they go and they make an absolutely boneheaded move. And so we're going to take a look at that in just a minute, but please, a quick reminder, if you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications to get updates on when we release interstitial videos like this or our live streams, which are 5 nights a week, where we talk about classic tabletop RPGs and interview great guests. We do that every week, guys. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. So what am I talking about right now? What is the latest storm that has come up? Well, it seems that Wizards of the Coast good buddies over at Wizkids have answered the question that absolutely, positively nobody was asking. So let's take a look at this. This comes from comicbook.com, and of course, this and any other links will be listed in the description below. WizKids answers Dungeons & Dragons Mystery and 50th Anniversary Set exclusive. This is from Christian Hoffer. A Dungeons & Dragons mystery has been solved after nearly 50 years. The face of the red box warrior that appears on Larry Elmore's classic art on the cover of the 1983 Red Box for Dungeons & Dragons will be revealed for the first time in WizKids D&D Icons of the Realms 50th Anniversary Set later this year. The red box warrior will be one of the 10 secret rare miniatures that can be found in booster boxes in the 50th Anniversary Set, joining the likes of the Blue Wizard and Green Knight from the cover of the D&D Basic Set and characters from the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon series. Comic Book has an exclusive look at the Red Box Warrior, and the identity of the character is sure to be a surprise to some. Now, before we get into the rest of this, this is what we are talking about. We all know this art. I had a poster of this art on my wall as a kid. It is an iconic piece from fantasy art legend Larry Elmore. This is an absolutely great piece. Larry has told the story of how Gary wanted one lone male warrior squaring off against a red dragon, and Larry created something that just absolutely sings. But let's go back to this article. So there's their rendition of the mini. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty boss. You know, it doesn't quite show off the muscularity that we would have gotten, say, there, but, you know, I guess maybe a few licenses could be taken, right? No, what we get is, as the rest of the article says, as you can see in the renders above, WizKids Red Box Warrior matches the pose of the original artwork right down to the raised sword and lunging pose. WizKids also points out that their depiction of the Red Box Warrior is, quote, purposefully and clearly presented as a woman, providing a bit of a surprise for some wondering about details about this iconic warrior from D&D's past. The Red Box was first released in 1983 and featured a 64-page player's handbook, a 48-page Dungeon Master's Manual, and dice for the game. For many older Dungeons & Dragons fan, the Red Box was the first introduction that they had to the game, and thus Elmore's art served as the first impression as to what players could expect from a D&D adventure. More recently, Elmore revealed an alternate art submitted for the cover, which shows both the dragon and warrior in similar poses, but also a thief and a female magic user further from the action. WizKids is also selling a classic red dragon from David Sutherland artwork pulled from the basic set, which is where the Blue Wizard and Green Knight from the 50th Anniversary Set are pulled from, as a separate miniature so players can get a full dose of old school D&D box set covers and recreate them at their homes. The D&D Icons of the Realms 50th Anniversary Set is available for pre-order on WizKids' website. The set will be released in July of 2024. WizKids, Wizards of the Coast, no one was wondering about that. No one was wondering about the warrior's identity. We knew. We've known for 41 years what the identity of the warrior was. This is not a guess at something vague or random that's not indicated. This is artistic vandalism. And Wizkids states it is clearly and definitively, we did this on purpose. We deliberately changed something. We deliberately obliterated and obscured the original art for something completely different. And I'm just going to say, that's an ugly miniature. Okay? That is an ugly, ugly miniature for what it's trying to present. Now, Larry Elmore has depicted many female warriors in D&D art. He absolutely has. And there is absolutely no question whatsoever that if Larry had intended that character to be a woman, that she would have been a woman. And, well, how can we know that for sure, you might say? How can we be 100% sure that if this was supposed to be a woman, that Larry would have depicted her as a woman? Well, let me just share something with you here. This is an email from Larry Elmore on the subject itself. It's a man. Gary didn't know what he wanted. All he wanted was something simple that would jump out at you. He wanted a male warrior. If it was a woman, you would know it, for I'm pretty famous for painting women. There was never a question in all these years about the male warrior. No one thought it was a female warrior. Whoever thought it was a female warrior is quite crazy and do not know what they are talking about. This is stupid. I painted it. I should know. And that's Larry Elmore's statement on it. Wizkids, you screwed up. I don't know where the breakdown was. I don't know if it was Wizards of the Coast making this decision. Probably. They're famous for making boneheaded plays like this. Or if it was Wizkids just not giving a damn. Who knows? Maybe Wizkids' feet were held to the fire by Wizards of the Coast, and they're just trying to preserve their partnership with Wizards by doing whatever Wizards asks, even if it's vandalism like this. But honestly, the blame lies equally on both of them. If this was anything else, any other question, a character who was only given a name, never any supporting art, never any supporting description, I'd shrug my shoulders and say, whatever. Here we have word from the artist himself. This is just another piece of artistic vandalism. Just like last summer when Jeff Easley's name was obliterated from the promo posters for Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. This is more of the same. I can't be positive. I can't be sunshine and rainbows and happiness when garbage like this comes out of Renton. This is wrong. Look, if you want a Larry Elmore miniature, if you want something that comes from Larry Elmore's art in miniature form, go to Dark Sword. They have an Elmore Masterworks section that's 3 pages deep. And although the names of many of those characters are owned by Wizards of the Coast, there are plenty of Elmore iconic images in miniature form there. Buy one of those. Don't buy this garbage. This is crap. This is a lie. This is vandalism, and you shouldn't have to put up with it. That's going to about do it for me, guys. All I can really say is that this is just a damn shame, and it's just more vandalism of classic Dungeons and Dragons by Wizards of the Coast. So just don't buy this, and politely maybe let Wizkids and Wizards of the Coast know why you're not buying it. But until then, everybody, just play with your Grenadier lead miniatures. Peace.